Yeah, so this is why you need to shoot your shot. This story is all about why you need to just shoot your shot. So, I drive Uber for those who don't know. It's a part of my income and it's a pretty decent part of my income. So I do it a lot and
Hmm.
I don't encounter a lot of people that I'm like, wow, like, you're amazing. You're an awesome. Like I have great interactions with great people all the time. That's one of my favorite things about it. But for some reason, I had a rider one day that was different than anyone else I'd ever met in my life. So I had driven during the day, and I don't normally drive during the day. I'm more of a night driver. This
Okay.
one day, I said, "All right, I need to make a little more money today. I'm gonna drive during the day," and I got a ride, and it was to pick up at like a elementary school by where I grew up at. I was like, "Okay, cool. Like this is dope. Like I know the area." So I
Hmm.
pick up this girl, and she starts telling me about what she does. I was like, "Oh, like, are you a teacher?" And she's like, "No, I do what she say, like autistic and behavioral coaching type thing. I can't remember the exact job per se, but it was something along those lines." And she was like, "Yeah, I don't normally take Ubers, but my car is in the shop." Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pause the story right there. When things line up that should never happen, that is normally a sign to
Uh-huh.
shoot your
Uh-huh.
shot
Uh-huh.
because that means that this is the universe is kind of no matter what you believe in. I don't care if you believe in God, I don't care if you believe in anything, whatever you believe in, the universe
Hmm.
lines things up in a
Hmm.
certain way.
Yep. The
And
planet, the planets are aligning.
exactly. So chances are that's your sign to shoot your shot. But anyway, so we're on this ride, and I never make eye contact with any rider ever, ever, dog. I'm always, just driving. I'm not looking back or anything. But
Yeah.
I was having great conversation, and I felt like I was locking eyes with this girl, but like not like it wasn't like I was like driving and just staring at her, but like I would look up at the rearview mirror and see that she was still engaged. Like she was looking at me and talking to me. That is so rare. That is one of the rare, like people don't make eye contact like ever. So
Nope.
like she was just like locked in having a great conversation with me and we were
Ah, man.
talking about work, we were talking about like life goals.
Hmm.
It got so bad. We were talking about amusement park rides and cuz this was a long ride. She was going home from her job and it was about a 30-minute ride. She was
Okay.
talking about how she feels about amusement parks. She literally said at one point, I forgot what she said. She was like, "Oh, if we went to, this amusement park together, like this is how I would behave," type vibes. And I was like, really? Like I would laugh at you. Like, and we were playing out a scenario as if we were going to this amusement park together.
Yep.
And we had all that great conversation, played all these scenarios out in my head. I pulled up to this girl's house. She opens the door. She gets out of my car and we say bye. I say bye. Have a great day. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for anything. I fumbled, dog. I fumbled. Okay. I fumbled. And I will never, ever, ever see this woman again
Uh,
in my life.
yeah, 99.99% chance that you will not. Two things. First, I understand why. I understand why. Because you are at work and
That's
you
the
don't want to
main
be
reason.
you don't want to be creepy Uber driver guy that's, hey, so what oh, this is where you live? You don't you don't want to do that.
Well, so here's the thing too. Sometimes it's just really nice to have a good conversation
Yeah.
and it's really stimulating. Especially like it's no secret. Like I've been going through a harder time
Hmm.
lately than I have in the past. So like,
Yep.
a good conversation is very stimulating for me right now, and it's very helpful.
Yeah.
And it's game changer when I have a great ride or a great conversation. It doesn't matter what their gender is. I could have I had a story tonight of a male writer who was just extremely cool. Actually, I had one last night. A guy, he literally, by the time he got out of the car, was like, "Yo, give me a bro hug." Like just being able to have great conversation and be able to help somebody or
Hmm.
feel like I don't know, I'm just an extrovert. So feeling full off of interaction with somebody is always nice. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, back to this story though. In this case, I I fumbled. And the only reason why I say I fumbled, the only reason, because like I get it, I'm at work, I shouldn't do that. But like, what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
there's just ways to go about it without coming off like asking for a number or like trying to meet up again. It's just, hey, this was dope. Could we keep in touch? Because I enjoyed the conversation. Whatever.
yep,
Remember what I told you? I said, could you ask yourself, can you live with not speaking to this person ever again?
it lives rent free in my mind. I want y'all to know this interaction lives rent free in my mind because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if like what age or what like age group is watching us right now. But I want you guys to understand at this current stage, I'm 26 years old, and it is very rare to find someone my age that just has good conversation.
Mm. I mean,
That
it's
is,
rare at my age too.
it is a
So,
very, it is such a rare thing.
mhm.
And a lot of people, especially like COVID didn't help, but you know, people are kind of thrown off by me because like they get in my car and I'm here and I'm just talking. I'm
Mhm.
chatting, and like they're like, "What are you, what are you doing?" Or not, "What are you doing?" But they're more like, "Oh, hi." And by the end of the ride, they get comfortable and they're like, "Wow, this guy's really cool." But they're not used to it because most people they get in and just just
Yeah.
quiet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's not me.
Yeah, and that's what makes it tough for people like us too, because we make good conversation. So it's a lot of times it's easy for people to sort of um, just gravitate to that. But typically we'll carry it. We'll
Yep,
carry the conversation,
exactly.
whether it's us talking or asking questions to get them engaged. But that doesn't mean they're making the conversation. We are. We're making it. We're
Yep.
carrying it. They're just a participant. So when there's someone that actually has that same energy and that same back and forth,
Come on.
that's the face right there. That's
So
just because it's so rare. That's what we gravitate towards it, and it's such a weakness. I don't. That makes the bar so low. But when someone has that ability, it's just immediately.
moral of the story, don't be like me. Shoot your shot. No,
No,
seriously, like that is the moral of this story. Like for real, like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Please, please shoot your shot,
It's
dude.
just
Like,
it's just again, as the conversation's closing or even middle beginning of the conversation, whenever you realize you're enjoying this person's conversation, just ask yourself at some point, can I live with never speaking to this person again? If the answer is no, then you have to ask for something.